Hi everyone, welcome back to another edition of Unity in Diversity, a community-based program. I'm still your host. My name is Chitchatwithomy, and today I'm excited to welcome Danny Mack in the studio. He's an innovative motion graphic artist, animator, creative entrepreneur. Danny works come across different sectors in the entertainment industry, such as musical videos, advertising, environmental storytelling, and sustainable and and while embracing transformative power of AI. Through today, our conversation will explore AI reshaping creative industry, then in groundbreaking project like the Mystery of Gaia, Vista Futura, and how technology can bridge the gap between human expression and environmental consciousness. Danny, welcome to the studio.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. Please introduce yourself to our viewers and we'll get on with the program.
Yes, so my name is Danny Merck. I'm a motion graphic designer, illustrator, animator, director, VJ. I have, in the past, I've worked for companies like MTV and brands like Coca-Cola, Heineken, Corona. Did a lot of festival design for festivals like Sensation, Dance Valley, for Mojo, Amsterdam Open Air. Did a lot of advertisements for like Bavaria, Fernandez, Tiki, Adidas, and did music videos for people like Eva Siemens, Styx and Big Two, Piet Villiam Perquisite, Ilke Klein. And I'm now working on my own like new separate projects called Vista Futura, which is a mixture between art, fashion, and design and animation. And lately I've been incorporating a lot of AI tools in my workflow, which has been pretty disruptive, but also pretty amazing.
What are the biggest shifts from the traditional work? I think you've mentioned it, but like in job, like what are the specific for you? What would be like the specific, like the change in the workflow and the AI assist?
I am more typing now instead of designing.
So, oh wow!
Yeah, that's the biggest change in workflow.
Wow!
So you should really be able to describe what you want to see, instead of drawing it. But you can still need the knowledge that I have
before from your previous traditional model.
So I know what I'm looking for, and I know exactly what I want to see. So I have that advantage over other people. But everybody now can just, if you're a good writer, then you can, everybody can now make a nice video if they want. But it is an advantage to have my
experience,
technical skills.
And, do you still miss like those old school days where you still draw and then write everything out in paper? And then do you still do that even while using AI or?
It's like a hit and miss with AI now, and when you're drawing, you're really focused, but then still it's also hit and miss. So I really miss it because it's weird. I never thought computers or robots would become creative artists at the first thing. That's what happened, you know. So you would think like factories and that would be all robots. I never thought that creativity and drawing, and I always thought I'm safe. I'm safe. I'm an artist. I'm an artist. Computers will never be able to do it. And it's the first thing. They're the best writers. They're the best musicians, and actually the whole concept of creativity has just been taken away in some way. But the other thing is, it's really nice to have this tool, and every day I'm using it. I'm amazed, but no way. So it is like having 20 interns. So it's like I feel like an octopus sometimes when I'm working. So I can do something in Photoshop and then just let something generate. I had to do this album cover for NERD, for instance, which we'll see here now. And then just the workflow was just like, okay, just generate a moon, generate a dog, have the dog look, and it was the whole album art from the NERD album. Which I created in an evening, and it was like, I felt so energized to be able to do this so quickly. So it was really like, it was way faster than I could have done 2 years ago. Yeah, so it changed everything.
Coming back to when you say you it's like having interns, so I'm coming back to like the replacement. So 'cause a lot of people now, people go to school study marketing, and now AI is doing efficiency, and a lot of companies say, okay, we don't need more because we can just find somebody that can work with AI, and then we remove it. Do you think this will impact how the future market, your sector in the future,
Actually,
how it
I'm
works?
noticing already
Yeah,
because the work seems to be have
workforce.
devalued. It's people see it as less worth,
Wow,
and people think, okay, I can do this, or like, okay, it's just
you
a
can do it
computer,
myself.
right, or
Yeah,
whatever. So yeah, uh, I think companies will need less people.
more and more.
People will do, yeah, there will be tools
Yeah.
that people. I really think even in the near future, you just put on like Netflix, and then a film will be generated for you, or an advertisement will be generated just because you like this, and it's like, okay, you can maybe choose like I want to see an Iron Man movie on Titanic or something, and it will
You
just
can
combine
come
these
back.
things, and it will be generated in real time. So that's how fast things are going.
But do you think it's a problem? Because like I would be worried, like for example, especially in our social system where we need people to pay taxes, and then it's all revolved, and now slowly there's some job which is repetition, which is useless. I agree that AI should, but
Yeah.
when we talk about creativity, which is where you are an art, and this like the uniqueness when you draw, when you make things, is it something to is it something that it's like we should be worried that this is gonna go this
It
into
will,
this sector with a white away,
no, no,
or
no,
yeah, that's
no, no. Of course not. You have to see it like when first we had like Rembrandts and like the old painters, like
yeah,
the Dutch masters, for instance.
yeah,
They back then they were portrait painters
yeah,
because there was no photography yet.
yeah,
So when photography came, there's just a new technology that came,
yeah,
and so the paintings became more free. So that's how you got like the whole like
different, yeah,
surrealism,
yeah,
and like
yeah,
so it's an extra. So photography didn't take over painting.
yeah, it's
There's
different,
still paint.
yeah,
There's still
yeah,
painters,
puppets, yeah,
and this is the same thing.
yeah.
So it doesn't wipe away the whole
The whole system,
the traditional way of doing
yeah,
things. It's just an extra thing, just
enhancement.
like video is to everything, and
Yeah.
photography. Yeah, and just,
So guys, don't be scared of AI. See, it can be a tools that help and enhance how you work.
it is a
So
tool. Yeah,
that's it's a tool. You
yeah,
see, you hear from the people the people in the industry sector itself.
yeah.
How do you integrate AI into motion and graphic animation? Because you've been mentioning with AI animation.
Yeah. So the past couple of months, I've been working on a diverse range of projects. One was for Monopoly Ibiza.
Yeah.
I created these short animations for Instagram.
Monopoly, like the game?
The game, but then with the version for Ibiza only.
Wow,
So I
nice.
created like this Monopoly man going in a car, and like having a jet
Nice.
set live.
Yeah.
I'm now doing the same thing for Mr. Stiff, which is a natural Viagra product, which is really funny.
AI is unlimited.
Exactly. I've been doing a fashion show for my girlfriend.
Yeah.
I've been creating yeah, my own fashion brand with
Brands.
Vista Future, or
Wow.
well, actually an art brand, which is like just releasing like
Wow.
different like short animations
Yeah.
on Instagram, and yeah. So what was the question again?
I'm like, how was the AI integrate into the motion
Yeah.
graphic and animation project?
No, well,
How was
actually,
AI
I'm
integrate?
already,
Yeah, you
yeah,
mentioned
already
top five.
mentioned a
Yeah.
bit. I'm
Yeah.
also, yeah, I used to do visuals in VJ, so I do also the promos. So
Yeah.
I was asked to do this job for Budweiser for Tomorrowland, which is a
Wow.
big video
Wow.
wall,
Yeah.
and those were animated with AI. The images were created with AI.
Wow.
You
You
will
guys
saw
are
it,
seeing it. You already see
yeah,
know
you're
what
already
he's
seeing
talking.
it.
You already see what he's
You
saying.
will see
So
it.
we need to explain what you're seeing. So I hope you understand what he's
Yeah.
saying now. So
Yeah. So. Yeah, yeah, I'm also
yeah.
using it in my VJ visuals,
Wow.
which I do in Paradiso, just as a
Also
time
good.
saver.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
And do you view AI more as a creative partner or an assistant?
Both actually. Sometimes sometimes it's working against you. You just go crazy.
It does.
Yeah. Also because what you just mentioned before, you
Yeah.
you have so many choices. There's
Yeah.
so much. It's
Yeah.
just like, okay, which direction am I going to go? And you can get lost, and then you really have to be like,
So it
okay.
can be like an abyss. Like
Yeah.
when you look into an
Yeah.
abyss, you can get lost, or not really in that way.
Yeah, maybe you get lost in like, oh, yeah, let's try this path, and then it's like, maybe it's not working, and then, so but that's part of the creative process, anyways. That was always the thing. Just it speeds up. It's faster now. Yeah.
So your profile includes impressive work with music, like you said, and collaborating with Philly and sorry, help me pronounce it.
Perquisite.
Perquisite. So I don't want to. Tell us about this project, like this the project with this artist.
Yeah.
This,
Well, I actually already told you about it just
Yeah.
now. It's about the history of music.
Yeah.
They asked me to create this video, and yeah, the hardest part was because I wanted to go from the 50s till so 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, and then into the future of music, and how we can so it's
futuristic as
so
well.
yeah, it goes from like, but it's like honoring the artist.
The artist.
But yeah, we left out so many good artists, like Bob Marley. We forgot to put in there, or Elvis Presley had to get out because he was maybe a bit too. Like,
too fake?
No, maybe
because in back then, don't they the technology?
Because he stole maybe too much music from the black people. So yeah.
Okay. So the history with it. Yeah.
And then what era of Michael Jackson you going to put in there?
Yeah.
Or maybe are you going to put
because
in?
controversial.
Yeah, also, but like he has made so many amazing music
yeah,
Thriller.
It's an icon.
Of course. Like
generation.
so, I first tried like I'm going to do Thriller with him and dancing on a graveyard, but then I chose to use Smooth Criminal because it's also iconic. So this whole process of putting him in there. But the funny thing is, I end the video with Rick Rubin, which is an amazing producer.
And is he alive? Because Michael is dead, and
no,
he's living and dead people.
Rick Rubin is like a guru, and that's how I portrayed him as well.
Okay.
So I generated him with AI as a guru. It's like a god in the end of the video, because one of his mojos is trust the process.
Yeah.
And that kept me going through this whole process of creating a video, because at one point I was lost and I was like, it was frustrating. But I'm proud of the
outcome. So can you tell me, like, when it came to you with this project and said, okay, we want you to make this awesome project? How did it, when you told him you're gonna, like, it's gonna be animation AI, how did he take it? Like, when you first pitched, how, when you pitched the project to him, what did he think? Like, it must be like, what? Like, how was it like when you pitched it to him?
I have done a music video for them for Mystery Repeats, which is a big track. Yeah. And Pete Philly actually got the disease of Lyme disease.
Wow.
And he was out for many years.
Yeah.
And then when he and Perquisite did a reunion tour, they also made a new album. And then he lives in my neighborhood, so we met on the streets. We had a coffee, and it's like, and I heard a track of them that I really liked, and I wanted to do a music video for them. Yeah. But then they were like, no, actually, we think this might be something for you, and it's about my stereo. It's about how music every time they put a music on. Yeah. So I came with this idea. Actually, I'm not sure if they were too fond of using AI. But they trusted me. They gave me
liberty of creativity.
Yeah, because because they really liked my Mr. Repeats video in the past, and now I could do whatever I want. Yeah, yeah. And the thing is, I couldn't have done it without, because I was not going to hand animate every album or so. Yeah, this was. And I also, because I was up and coming, I thought I just want to dive into it, and get the most out of it, and just So, and that was my first big project that I used AI for.
So this is the nature one, because we have to do environment inclusive in diversity, is about the society. So tell us about the Mystery Kaya and the advocating for the nature that doesn't have voice, like giving the voice to the nature. Yeah,
it's a project where we are trying to enable ecosystems to speak through environmental AIs and AI-powered avatars. So
this is amazing. Like, looking at what we're seeing is so. Like, when you see the visual of the planet, like the different nature, like the sea and the Like when they speak, it changes the concept of, because like when we talk about the nature, it's abstract in a way.
Exactly.
By you giving it a visual and it's real, we can relate with
so,
it.
Yeah, of course, there's a disconnect with nature. And what if you can really give it a voice, and what if you can really have a phone call, and like, but it can alarm you when there's a threat, when there's a crisis. For instance, if there's a forest fire, and there's like you can see with satellites, and then the Amazon River is speaking to you. It's just like, but it's also, we're trying to give them a face that fits with their natural environment. So the people, like the indigenous people, they trust them. But because like in most of those indigenous, they see a river as a part of their family. We in the Western world have been so disconnected.
Disconnected.
So we're trying to by giving them that, like, non-human personas. We call them environmental AI, so ENVI, and then so you can speak with the Great Barrier Reef or with, and for instance, if like they can just warn you, or you can just
what you do.
How
do you, like, when you give your face, how do you select, like, what do you think it looks? Because this is your imaginary, like, this is like also it's beautiful because you create what in your head things. How do you come up with it?
No, well, so for now still it's a process of us like going through lots of iterations. And really specifically, but the idea is behind it that actually when like for instance something happens in Antarctica or whatever, a character just gets created because we trained so much of the AI that he knows what
you're looking for.
So it's not up to us to show how what a character should look like, but that's
it synthesizes itself.
Exactly. That's the idea.
Nice. And so let's talk about your next project, sustainable housing and architecture. Let's take us through that. Because you have so much amazing things you're doing. We have the nature, we have the animation. It's amazing. You're always busy. It's like every day is fun for you.
It makes it a lot of fun because I'm not an architect. I'm not a designer. I've not trained to be an architect. But you're
an architect person. You're a creative person.
I'm a visual artist. So people come to me and ask me if I can help them with visualizing to try to realize those projects. So this is one of those projects. So
please tell us a bit, like, because you went from art to we're now in building. So how does all connected for you?
Well, this for me it's just an opportunity to broaden expand my perspective, and it's just also a means to help to a better world. So I like to take those projects on. I have a love for interior design, and these ecological sustainable housing is a project of a friend of mine, Robert Prins, and he.
These are all connected.
It's all connected, and Frank also with the bungalow park.
With bungalow park.
So I helped them out actually with realizing and visualizing what those. How those like dome construction, like 3D printed dome construction housing, or like container kind of houses could look like. And that's what I do with AI as well.
Innovation. And you do fashion and everything for you, because I see like this is like the world. There's no limit in terms of sectors you can work with now. Like you start with entertainment, now you do animation, you're doing even fashion and everything.
Because AI is so you can realize your ideas so quickly now. You're not being held back by your own limitations. So if you have a vision, then you can just like I want to see this, I want to see that. So that's what Vista Futura for me is now. That's why it's called Vista Futura, future vision. So that's what it means. So that's where I can put in my crazy ideas and just print them on T-shirts or on like jackets or so. There's that for me. That's like just my creative.
Your vision, you put on all your thinking comes to life. All your thought comes to life.
My creative outlet. So that's where I will. Just like my small little art project.
And I would add, like to ask you about this. With all this, there's a lot of argument now with the copyright and legal backing for AI innovation because you generate it. What is your view on this topic with AI and copyright IP issues?
Well, yeah, actually, if when I was born and I look into the world and I see all these different pieces of art,
Yeah.
I'm always also influenced by all
By
these
what you see,
what
yeah.
I see,
Yeah.
and this is the same thing. Actually, it's just like it has just such a big knowledge of
Yeah.
what is around you, and what I've noticed with creating with AI is like it's called the latent space, and that's where so it's not being trained specifically with one thing. It's like you have like every art piece is already around us, and you just have to pick it out.
Yeah.
So that's how I see it now. But it also is like for Rembrandt, the picture is already there.
Yeah.
So it's like the multiverse almost. I really believe, like, I mean, if you really copy somebody's art style, so everybody will notice.
Original is original. So,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So you still have to find your own creative vision.
Yeah.
And of course there will be an overlap. Like people will recognize maybe something of this or that.
A bit of it. We borrow from each other, right?
Yeah, of course.
Everything in life.
But
we
it's,
borrow.
for instance, if you have like a Vermeer, like the girl with the pearl earring, or like a Rembrandt, you can bring them to life. So it's a new remix.
I saw it.
Yeah, for instance.
It was beautiful.
Yeah,
so
it's just a new thing. But it's the same thing like sampling. With the best music came out with in hip hop, for instance, with old samples and like So I'm not too worried about that, unless you really steal somebody's. Like if I really type in Banksy, like for instance, and then I get just the first picture and I would just place it and in a museum as like an artwork. Like then it's really stealing, of course. So if you generate something, you do something with it, you manipulate it again, you make it into motion or into a video.
Because
then
it's new.
Then it's
a
new thing.
And for you, for example, all the things you're creating, it's also you have IP by it because this is your creative thought. How are you protected? When this is what I'm like.
Actually, they just did in America. They just have a new law about what is IP protected or not. And there are some really weird rules, but actually, what I just said is the case. So if you just type in like I want Banksy, and
then you put
then it's not. But the moment you change it, then you can put like. But maybe they're going to say something like it's
specific. Define it.
Yeah. So if I just take a picture, just put it on a T-shirt, and then sell it, then it's not protected. Then everybody can just do that. But
today we don't have time. I think our time is almost up, and it's been wonderful. Thank you so much. Like going to creative now, we learn a bit more about how AI works because a lot of people have questions about AI and you're scared about AI. Now you've heard from professionals who understand how AI works and the benefit and the orders of it. So thank you, Danny, for sharing your innovative approach and valuable insight into AI transforming the creative world that we live in now, and your demonstration of technology and thoughtful, which has enhanced and replaced a lot of artistry and addressing broader issue when it comes to technology, innovation, and creativity. So thank you so much.
You're welcome.
To our audience, please, what would you like to say to them before we go?
I would like to say, don't be afraid of AI yet.
Don't be afraid of AI.
Yet.
Oh, there's a but. There's a but to it. So thank you so much for being with us here on another edition of Unity in Diversity. And it's presented by Niger TV, Niger Radio. And it's presented also by Salto, where we are. And I'm still your one and only Chitchatwithomy. I'll see you